From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Happy Monday morning to you all. The kids are back to school after a week off of school. That is for President's Week. And you know what? We're going to be starting off with a little bit of wet weather out there. Today is just we're wrapping things up with the storm system, and we're finally going to start to dry things out and warm up as well. So here's what we've got. One more day of scattered showers. And I tell you what, the valley is going to really get out of this without seeing much, if anything. Most of it will be in the mountains and along the coast, and even that, for the most part, won't be that heavy. There are going to be a few spots that could see some moderate to heavy rainfall. Gusty south winds today, spring-like temperatures for the rest of the week, and it looks like a bit of a wet weather pattern moving back into the forecast based on the long-range forecast models. Could start as early as this weekend, but it looks like kind of a next week type of event. All right, before we get to the deeper dive forecast, here's a look at Krueger's quick cast for your Monday, February 24th. Heading out the door this morning, we're going to take a look at, first of all, looking at the storm totals so far since Friday. And where's the bullseye been? This is something I talked about even since last week. Most of the rain to the north and west, and that's where we've seen it. And something I've been also talking about last week was we're really not going to see much in the valley. And so far we haven't. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall in most cases. Now, there were a few spots in northern and western Redding that got up to about 1/10 to even 1/1500ths of an inch of rainfall. But you get the idea. Not much. In fact, nothing recorded out at Susanville. Only 400ths out in El Turris. So again, just depends on where you are with the storm system. All right, so heading out the door this morning, getting the kids off to school after a week off, getting yourself off to work. Mostly cloudy. Most of the showers this morning will be on the coast, but eventually those showers, especially in the mountains, will work their way in. So there you can see the source of moisture that's heading into Northern California. Here you can see a spin of low pressure. That is what's going to be responsible for the gusty winds that we'll see here throughout the day today as well. All right, so let's get you through the day today with that rain and taking a look at Futurecast. There's that band of rain. Could be moderate to heavy rainfall by around the morning hours here for Del Norte, northern Humboldt County. But everyone else is looking dry. By midday, we're seeing that pushing eastward, but look how quickly it dissipates. Scattered light showers, that's it. North and west of the valley, everyone else is dry at midday. Through the afternoon, you see how the showers are kind of popping up in the mountains here. We have a bit of what we call a convergence zone, which is going to develop to the north and east of Redding in the foothills and mountains of eastern Shasta County. So there you can see some of the moderate to heavy rainfall there, and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. But not much going on in the valley, is there? And that's going to be the case here through the night tonight and into tomorrow as well. We're going to wrap things up with that rain tonight and tomorrow morning. There are the winds. There you can see this color right here is a high wind warning. The darker blue is a wind advisory. Now, the valley is not part of this, but I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be still pretty gusty out there. Here at midday, south winds 25, 30, 35 miles per hour. I mean, we're borderline getting into the wind advisory criteria, and I wouldn't be surprised if later this morning the National Weather Service issued one for the valley, but you can see the strongest winds will be on the coast and in the higher elevations. They'll start to subside later this afternoon. Still gusty though. It's not until really tomorrow that the winds will die down, but still a bit of a north breeze even tomorrow morning for the valley. Also a high surf advisory along the coast here for this evening. So it starts at 4 o'clock today and will expire tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. With those waves at about 20 to 24 feet. So yeah, just something to think about if you live on the coast there. And no new snow, obviously, at Mount Shasta Ski Park. Still looking pretty good, though, at 100 inches at the top, and it's groomed conditions. Road conditions are looking pretty good out there as well. Taking a look at the chain requirements, 0, none, nada. That's looking pretty good there if you need to be out traveling anywhere in the mountains here. There you can see temperatures mid to upper 60s in the valley. Some of you may touch 70 like Willows. Otherwise, you're looking at 40s and 50s for the higher elevations. Upper 50s for your daytime highs on the coast. And how about tonight? Well, talking about the upper 30s, low to even mid 40s in the valley. There you can see 20s and 30s for the higher elevations. And it looks like the coast tonight will drop down somewhere tonight into the low 40s. All right, here's a look at your 7-day outlook. I've got the showers in there. Otherwise, we'll just call it windy. It's going to be fairly dry today for the valley. If you see a passing sprinkle or light shower, all right, that's it. That's all you're getting today. And then it's dry through Friday, and then there's that chance for showers for Saturday and Sunday. For the coast, you've got the showers, especially this morning. Otherwise, turning over to light showers later this afternoon. Windy, we'll call it breezy for Trinity County. And for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains, late in the day, Susanville, you'll see those showers dry through Friday for the rest of us. And of course, we're looking at that chance for showers coming in over the weekend. All right, that's a look at your quick cast. You do want to remind you there's a free Weather NorCal app. Oh yeah, that's what we got here. This is a hyper-local app, folks. You're going to get your local forecast for 6 different neighborhoods that I've developed here for Weather NorCal. You can get your latest video forecast here. You can watch the 24-hour streaming channel. Everything I have to offer at Weather NorCal is right here on the phone. Just search for Weather NorCal in your app store, download it today for free, and you'll be rocking and rolling. All right, let's take a look at the area of low pressure right here. That's what's going to be responsible for the gusty winds. There's that flow of moisture. That's the moisture source for the showers that we will see. But I want to talk about the winds first because I think that's going to be the main headline for today. As you can see here, these teal colors here, that is a high wind warning. Darker blues is where you have the wind advisory. As mentioned, the Weather Service has not come on board yet with including the valley in this advisory criteria, but we're going to be looking at some strong winds there today. Let's take a look. Here's the midday hours. Look at that, Shasta Valley. I mean, easily 50 miles per hour. That's dangerous, especially for big rigs on I-5. Gusty winds out in Modoc County, gusty winds out towards the coast, eastern mountains, but even the valley. I mean, you're talking 25 over 30 miles per hour midday. Now, the winds are showing signs of subsiding later this afternoon and evening, but still gusty in many cases. It's not until really tomorrow morning through the day tomorrow that we got weaker winds, although still a little breezy. A north breezy wind for the valley for tomorrow. And then for your Wednesday, overall the winds aren't that bad, maybe a little breezy off to the east. So again, the main event with winds will be today. Still have that flash flood risk for extreme northern Del Norte County, but most of that risk is going to be up to the north into the Pacific Northwest. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast. We're going to walk you through the timing of all this. So about 8 o'clock this morning, we've got the next and really that last push of moderate to heavy rainfall for the North Coast, in particular Del Norte County. But you see how quickly it starts to break apart as it moves on shore. We could be looking at some moderate to heavy rainfall, places like Happy Camp, for example, by around mid-morning, scattered showers elsewhere. But to the east, you're still looking at dry conditions. By midday, look how very quickly it's now pretty much dissipated. Scattered sprinkles, light showers for basically areas north and west of the valley. Valley eastward, you're dry. Okay, then you can see by 2 p.m. today, look at this. I mean, this is just so insignificant. Now, the valley around Redding may see a brief passing sprinkle, maybe a light shower this afternoon, and even for the rest of us. But we're getting a bit of that shadowing effect here too for places like Red Bluff southward, Corning, and Willows. Okay, so here we are at 5 p.m. Now, remember we were talking about those strong winds. With those strong winds, we're going to be looking at a bit of what we call a convergence zone in northeastern Shasta County. Now, this could impact. Now, here's the thing. When the forecast model is picking up on this, these convergence zones typically form around the Redding area. Okay, so that is something worth watching very closely as we go into the afternoon and this evening. Now, the model wants to pick up on it to the north and east. We'll see. The positioning of this is going to be really 100% determined on where those really strong winds kind of blow up those mountains. But there you can see, that's what we're looking at here later this afternoon and evening. That could mean the potential for thunderstorms. That could mean the potential for not only brief periods of heavy rainfall, sometimes these convergence zones can create a period of heavy rainfall for a long period of time. So again, something worth watching. But by tonight, we're done with, all right? And then you can see by tomorrow morning, still looking at dry conditions throughout the day on Tuesday. In fact, the skies are clearing, more sunshine even for the coast. And all right, we'll take you all the way through Wednesday too. And of course, same story here. We've got some gorgeous, gorgeous weather, folks, for the rest of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even into your Friday. Now, we take a look at the extended outlook. This is where things are showing signs of change. By the end of the week, we've got an area of low pressure that'll move over Southern California by Friday, Saturday, and this is what I've got here for the weekend. But sometime around Saturday, Sunday, we've got another disturbance kind of coming on in. We've got a bit of an active pattern over the Pacific that may impact us as we go through next week. There you can see Monday of next week, Tuesday of next week, maybe a bit of a break, but we could see some more activity coming in from the west through towards the middle and latter part of next week. And we could also be looking at some colder air associated with that, which would mean the potential for some lower snow levels too. Now, looking at the forecast rainfall totals through Wednesday and really through today, there's where most of it is. We can see again where that convergence zone I was talking about, but again, this right here, where we see that heaviest rainfall, it's going to be either a little bit more to the south and west, closer to Redding, or closer to the Bernie area. But somewhere within here, we've got to watch that potential for some pretty heavy rainfall. All right, so there, of course, you can see not much as you head off to the east here. So this is that last little push today. We're done with it. Then we dry things out this week. But looking at the longer range, yeah, it looks like we're starting to get back into the wetter than normal category. Now we're barely in that. This is just basically saying, hey, there's going to be some rain out there. It's not going to be anything terribly significant, but it could bring us some rainfall nonetheless, and of course snow in the mountains. Speaking of rain and of course any of that runoff, look at this. All of these positive numbers in the last 24 hours as far as an increase in those lake levels, with the exception of Lake Oroville down 0.10. But otherwise, we're still looking at pretty good at the capacity, still over 100% for everybody with that historical average as well. This is kind of fun and interesting to talk about. I've been talking about this even since last week. February so far has been a fairly cool month. However, since last Thursday, we've actually climbed our temperatures above normal. In fact, we even got up to 71 degrees on Friday. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going to be looking at more of these orange boxes indicating above normal temperatures for the rest of the week. However, as mentioned, we've got that chance for showers as we go into next weekend and into that next week, so a week from now. So that's going to put us quite closer to the near normal instead of the warmer than normal temperatures that we're going to see here as we go through the week. You can see in the upper 70s. I mean, could we be flirting with 80? Oh man, wouldn't that be nice? I bet if I get on the warm side, but it's going to be that little bit of that false spring for a short period of time, and then we see a drastic drop in those temperatures close to normal for this time of the year, with of course that chance for showers I was talking about by the time we get into this weekend and early next week. There's that high surf advisory for 4 o'clock today until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for the coast. Large breaking waves of 20 to 24 feet. Now look at the wave heights. I mean, they're going to be high today, folks. And even as we go into your Tuesday, we're not going to see much relief there either. So as a result, the National Weather Service for today has issued a gale warning. Look at the winds. They're out of the south at 25 to 30 knots. Those high waves, we've got your high tide, your low tide as well, and your sunrise and sunset. All right, let's wrap it up and talk about our Trinity County neighborhood forecast. You've got those low to mid 50s on average. Douglas City about 58, 55 degrees in Hayfork. Breezy, showers this afternoon, nothing heavy. And then of course we've got dry conditions through Friday. Out towards the north coast, there you can see temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for your daytime highs. 59 degrees for Smith River, 57 out in Klamath, 59 for Willow Creek. In Orleans, a high today of about 57 degrees. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, 40s. 50s for your daytime highs. Weed about 48, Mount Shasta about 48, 49 for McLeod, and 46 out in Doris. Here is your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, 48 degrees for Tule Lake, 52 in Canby and Cedarville, about 52 degrees. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, I think you're going to have to hold off until this afternoon before you start seeing any showers. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at temperatures in the 50s and even some low 60s today. Your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Yeah, some of us may touch 70, like Willows, for example. Otherwise, mainly in the upper 60s. Windy this afternoon. And, of course, you've got the dry and warmer conditions here for the rest of the week. Looking at your 7-day forecast, starting off with Chico. You've got the windy conditions here for today. Temperatures increasing low to mid-70s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Dropping back down into the low to mid-60s by the weekend. Take you up north, about 65 degrees for Redding. 59 degrees for Whiskeytown, a bit cooler up in Lakehead at about 57, but about 10 degrees warmer in Red Bluff with a high of 67 degrees. Looking at your 7-day forecast for Redding, and there are the winds, mid-60s today and tomorrow, low to mid-70s Wednesday, Thursday, upper 70s by Friday, back down to the low to mid-60s over the weekend with that chance for showers. That is your morning update. I'll be back again this afternoon. Have yourselves a great morning.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.